Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com. À École au Sénégal, c'est facile, tu n'as qu'à te connecter. Tape École au Sénégal, les leçons sont beaucoup plus détaillées.
Good day everyone. Hello everyone. Bonjour tout le monde. I am back, and today we'll be looking at a totally different topic on colors, shapes and sizes. Why colors, shapes and sizes? Because oftentimes we get to describe, how do you describe? We've looked at how to describe someone, how to describe a situation, and this time around, how do you describe like something? And oftentimes trying to describe something, it's all about shapes, it's all about the form, it's all about the colors. And so it is important that we get to know them. At the end of this lesson, you'll be able to look at something and be able to describe it in the color, in the shape, and its form. You know, when we talk about colors, there are so many colors out there. So on the board here, I put out colors. Did you see the way I wrote my colors without the U? It's okay. If you write your color with a U, it's okay. That's the British way. But if the American way, which I know, or the Canadian way, which I know, we often write colors without the U. So even if you wrote it as C-O-L-O-U-R, it's okay. If you omitted the U, it's as well okay. So here on the colors, I wrote a bunch of them on the board, and it's for you to be able to know how it's written. Okay, there are so many colors out there. Actually, there are about 24 couleurs, 24 colors out there. Okay, main colors. After you can do and switch them whatever you want. But because I didn't have all the colors, at the end of this lesson, I'll be posting a flyer or a poster about all the colors so you can see them. So that if you see it somewhere, you'll be able to identify the color. Okay. And so right here we have red, which is rouge, black, noir, orange qui est orange, gold qui est doré. So gold is doré. Take note, okay? And then we have silver, silver qui est argenté. So we have gold, doré, silver, argenté, blue c'est bleu, green, vert, purple c'est violet, burgundy, you have pink, you have white, you have yellow qui est jaune, you have peach qui est pêche. It's you have brown qui est marron, and you have maroon, and then I put etc. And so on, because like I said, a lot of them, there's teal. And with the blue, you have sky blue, you have dark blue, you have light blue. So there are different types with it, okay? With the red, you have blood red, you have the burgundy, you have, burgundy is Bordeaux. La couleur Bordeaux is burgundy, okay, which is like a dark red. And then you have light pink, you have baby pink. So they're different. After that, it just depends on the level of color, okay, the intensity of it, okay. And so these are different kinds or the different types of colors. You should be able, in the 6th grade, you should be able to identify at least 14 colors. Okay, so on the board, I think I have a bunch of them, but don't, I'm sure you must not know what gold and silver is. And you have even bronze, which could be another color that you can add to it, bronze, which is bronze, and so you have different colors that you can use. Now, what about the size? Size, c'est la compulence, that is the size. Corpulence, comment est cette chose ou la personne, it's the size. And again, size too has, there are so many adjectives of sizes, so many size adjectives. And at the end of this lesson as well, I'll be posting, a flyer or poster about the different sizes. Please learn them so you can be able to use them. I know I had a lesson already about size when we were trying to describe someone's body, So so some of these words you've seen them before: a giant, un géant, colossal, something colossal qui est énorme, qui est huge. Big, thin, qui est mince, slim, quelqu'un slim, petit, small, tiny, obese, bony, quelqu'un qui a que des os, it's a bony person, because ça vient de bone, qui signifie l'os. So somebody bony, a bony person or an animal, c'est quelqu'un qui est vraiment ossé, avec plein des os, large, thick, thick, you have petite, you have short, you have massif, quelque chose de massif, it's massive. It's massive. In French, it's with an F. In English, it's V-E, massive. Chubby, c'est quelqu'un qui est un peu fort, or quelque chose qui est un peu fort. So, and then you have all sort of other words. Okay, you have think, there are lots of adjectives, size adjectives out there, and it's important that you know them because we will probably be using it. You know, when you're doing your descriptions, we're working on examples. You would use the sizes and you would use the colors. Okay, and so now let's move on to shapes. Shapes, c'est la forme. Size, c'est corpulence. Couleur, colors. So we're now moving to shapes. What do you know about shapes? There are a lot of shapes out there. And how do you get to describe it? Sometimes we use examples to describe shapes because we don't have the right knowledge or the right name to call it. And you'll be like, you know, it's like in the form of a roof, for example. Instead of saying that maybe it was in the form of a triangle, you'd say it's in a roof form. Ah, it's another one that I just remembered. Let me put it here so that we'll talk about it later. Sorry, I just remembered an example and I didn't want to lose it. So I'll just put it here, you know, so that we can talk about it later. Okay. All right. So, like I said, shapes. So there are lots of shapes out there. How many shapes do you know? And shapes could be just the normals, the mathematical shapes, the geometrical shapes. I mean, a whole bunch of them. And sometimes, like I said, we get to use example to describe something rather than using the term or the right word for it. Rather than saying it's in a triangular shape, you would say it's in a roof-like shape. Roof-like, it's in the form of a triangle. You see? You say it's an egg-like shape. Instead of saying that it's an oval shape, you would say an egg-like shape because an egg is in the form of an oval. So, so we were looking at some shapes, and on the board, I did the best that I could to draw because I like visual. I like to see. I like to touch. That's how we should learn. Even though at the end of it, again, I'm going to be posting the flyers or poster about it. But it's important that you see it. Okay. So in this column are the shapes. This column, I drew them, and then in this column, I sort of kind of gave examples of them that you can use them when you're describing, okay, if maybe the name of the shape you forgot, you know, you can actually use examples to describe these shapes. So the first one is a circle. It's round. Some people might say, oh, it has a round shape. C'est rond. So it's round. You know, c'est rond, simple. It's a circle. An example of a circle would be pizza, you know, has a circle-like shape. The sun, le soleil, has a circle-like shape. There are lots of circles. You know, the wheels, les pneus d'une voiture has a circular shape, you know. So oval is, and this is an oval, it has a form of like an egg. That would be the easiest. Like an egg. Sometimes you would see even some mangoes look like an oval shape, but an egg would be a good one. A balloon would be a good one for an oval shape. And then of course we have the square shape, qui est carré. It's pronounced square. It's square. I see if there was a K. I see if there was a K here. You see, it's square. It's not squee, but S square.
Tape www.suividecolosénégal.com.